Member of Parliament for Whole West, Emmanuel BEDZRAH, has called on leadership of the majority side of the House to remove the chairman of the Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee, ANYIMADU, for not showing interest in expediting work on the promotion of proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian Family Values Bill 2021, also known as Anti-LGBTQ+ Bill. His call comes in the wake of controversy surrounding delay in the passage of the Anti-LGBTQ+ bill and an alleged invitation extended to the leadership of the committee by the Commonwealth Parliamentary Associations.
Nobody has pressurized any of us, as far as I'm concerned, the 8 of us, as far as I'm concerned. And I also heard the news, read it also on social media, that the committee chairperson for Constitution, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs stated that they have been invited by the UK Parliament to discuss the issues of the pending bill before his committee. It is not surprising at all that the Parliament of UK will invite us or invite that committee to discuss this issue. It's not surprising because from the onset we've received over 150 memorandums from all over the world, including people linking themselves to human rights activists, as well as United Nations experts on human rights. And so we have been worried since then that the external influence on this particular bill has been too much on us, and therefore those of us who are the sponsors of the bill are worried, because our expectation is that this bill would have been passed, as the Speaker has mentioned, last year before we went on recess. Unfortunately, the committee, as I discussed, as I mentioned on Parliament the other day, that the committee chairperson has deliberately delayed this bill, and to the extent that he mentioned that they have been invited by another parliament. I mean, we are not subservient to any parliament. We are not under any parliament at all. This is a sovereign nation, and our laws are not that of the UK laws, neither is it part of any other Commonwealth or any other country laws, even though we belong to Committee of Nations. Having said that, we had delegation from Canada who visited us recently, and one of them mentioned this particular bill, that they are interested in the bill as well. That's the Canadian group are interested in the bill as well. And I told him, I mean, after the meeting, that, well, I'm one of the sponsors, and what is his problem with the bill? And he said he was going to have a word with you. We couldn't have any discussion, but he repeated it again when we met Mr. Speaker. So it shows clearly that the international communities are watching Ghanaians, whether this bill will be passed or not. Ghana is not the first country in Africa that has passed this bill. This bill has been passed in Nigeria, here where we are now. It's been passed in Kenya. It's been passed in Uganda. I don't know why Ghana, that wants as much as possible to have its frontiers of culture protected, being barraged and harassed by external influences, to the extent that the UK Parliament, I don't know how true it is, I've not seen cited any law. It is the chairman who is saying that. And so I'm calling upon the leadership of their side to remove him, because he has shown clearly that he is not on top of issues. He has been compromised. His statement on both media that we've heard so far shows clearly that he's not prepared to work. And therefore, I am calling on leadership of Parliament to remove him and put somebody else there to do the work as we all once done. Ghana is a sovereign nation. Ghana has its own law. We have our cultural norms. We will not in any way force our polygamous culture on any state or any country. If UK is prepared for a polygamous marriage, then we are also prepared to accept anything that's coming from there, or any developed nation or any country that thinks that polygamy is not good. Then we also say that gayism or lesbian or LGBTQ is also not good for us in Ghana.
He also believes the removal of the chairman would change the dynamics of the committee.
Yes, it will change the dynamics because every committee has the chairman being the head who directs affairs, including the ranking. And I can bet you that this chairman in particular, Honorable ANYIMADU, has really delayed this bill. When Speaker even told him or told us in plenary last year that he was expecting this bill to be passed last year and that when we come this year, we'll have it. It is more than 6 months now that the report has not come for us to discuss it. What is it doing? Does it need to go to Europe or to UK for that matter before writing a report? I mean, you've met all groups. You had even Zoom meeting with people who claim they are experts in the field. And I don't see why he cannot sit down but jumping from a country to country, just because he wants the international community to do what? If the international community are interested in it, they should send us memorandum or they should come down, just as we have the Canadian parliamentarians coming down to have a discussion with us. So for him to be happy that he's been invited to come to UK just because of this bill shows clearly the kind of person he is and the kind of attitude he has towards this bill.
He assured that the bill has the support of both sides of the House, a bipartisan bill, and the only problem is some amendments that needs to be done, which would be ironed out when it gets to the consideration stage.
There's no power that is beyond law, and I believe that when the people are determined, nothing can stop us. Granted that they are powerful, but the same CDD group that has also put in a memo that the committee should not allow the bill to pass. The same CDD has done survey, the survey, and being sponsored by Danila. They've gone around the country, and 70 to 75% of Ghanaians frowns on this. And so if Ghanaians says they don't want it, I don't see why we in Parliament should delay or prevent the bill to be passed. This is the only bill currently, as private members' bill, that has both majority and minority sponsoring it. So it is not for minority or for the majority. It is a bipartisan bill and all of us are for it. The only problem we have now is some amendments, some issues that needs to be ironed out. And when we get to the consideration stage where we'll have amendment, we are prepared to listen to people. And if those amendments falls in line with our cultural norms, all adopt it. If it doesn't fall, we'll vote against it. And so this bill will be passed. It is not for the minority, neither is it for the majority. It's for the Ghanaian, the good people of Ghana.
Some parliamentarians have had the cause to accuse the chairman of the Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee, Kwame ANYIMADU Entry, of allowing himself to be compromised, hence his disinterest in presenting reports on the bill to the plenary for consideration by the House. The chairman debunked this assertion. It appears his colleagues are not backing down anytime soon, unless they see the report on the floor.